Okay. Well, we're checking in with all of our wonderful spirits, and now we're going to head out all the way to the West Coast, to Los Angeles, and conjure up a great actress and voiceover talent and true crime enthusiast and podcaster. Please welcome Janie Haddad Tompkins. Janie, there
Hi.
you are. Hello. Thank you.
What a wonderful introduction. Thank you. I feel like you know me better than some of my family.
Oh, well, you've been putting out this wonderful podcast, the Stay of Homekins show.
Thank you. Yes,
And
we've been we just started, my husband and I started a quarantine podcast. It's called Stay F Homekins. It's free. So check it out.
And it's very intimate too. I mean, you just kind of talk about your day and see what's going on. It's a wonderful check-in.
Yes, we've been getting really nice feedback too. People say it's comforting.
It is very
So
comforting. I agree with that
have
assessment.
some normalcy.
Yes.
So, and
Yes.
it's comforting for us to have, a half hour of normalcy a week.
No doubt. Well, warm wishes for Earth Day, by the way.
Thank you. Likewise. And
Yes.
I've been enjoying all of your guests. Everyone was so fun to listen to and talented. And this is a really great experience. This is my first Zoom show.
Oh, well, I'm so glad you said yes then.
I had to experience
See
it.
what it's like. Now, with Earth Day at hand, do you have the Earth Day garlands up everywhere? Have you
Oh, yeah.
decorated? Yeah.
Oh, well, you know that in Iceland, they have been encouraging their residents to go and hug a tree for a few minutes a day,
Yes.
since we are socially or physically, I prefer to say physically distancing because we are very socially engaged right now. But
Yes.
since we are physically distancing, I guess it's safe to commune with trees and not, there's no risk of catching the coronavirus that way.
No, I think Sophia has communed with a lot of trees,
Definitely,
from
yeah.
what I can tell. Yes. Now, do you have any? Have you been to Iceland, by the way?
I have actually been to Iceland. It was one of my favorite trips I've ever taken.
Yeah,
I
it's
It's
the
like
best.
going to Iceland is a trip because what you don't know is everyone speaks English and they drive on the same side of the road. So you feel like you're still in America sometimes, but you also feel like you're in a giant state park that is all within driving, like all the places you can see are within driving distance. So at in September or at the end of August and beginning of September, and the days get very long in the summer. So sometimes it's 11 o'clock at night and it's still bright out, and then
That's right.
in the winter that's when you can sort of go to bed early and still catch the northern lights. But yeah,
Yes, that's what I was sold on, but I didn't see it.
I love their geothermal energy.
Oh, yes. Janie, me
They're
too.
very proud of it.
Yes. You don't realize how much it's going to smell like sulfur everywhere, though, but it does.
Yeah, but I'm used to that because I grew up in South Carolina, and we have a lot of marshland in
Okay.
Charleston where I grew up, and there is a phenomenon there called pluff mud. I don't know if you've ever heard of pluff mud,
I
but it
am sad to
smells
say
like,
I have not.
it's very sulfur rich. So the air sometimes will smell like at low tide, when the mud is left behind, when the water goes out. It smells like rotten eggs, but
Yeah.
it's actually a very, I find it a pleasant, comforting smell because it reminds me of Charleston, and it's such a beautiful place. But a lot of people would think it would smell pretty gross.
Well, sometimes nature is gross.
It is. Yes.
That's just what happens. Now, you don't strike me as someone, and forgive me for assuming anything. I don't know you, but it doesn't seem like you would be the kind to take ayahuasca or hallucinogenics, but perhaps you have experience with that.
I have not taken ayahuasca, but I have had a curiosity about it. And I would definitely with Sophia, but I think it would have to be with someone like Sophia and not. Although I did hear that there's some kind of shaman in Glendale, which is not far from my neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I try to look this person up on Yelp or something, but I didn't get a lot of information. So
I think I might ask Sophia before I just go on a Yelp
I would
review
ask
of
Sophia.
a shaman in Glendale.
But I don't like being nauseous, and I know like you throw up, and I know I would throw up because I throw up a lot, but that's a startup cost for me.
Yes. No, I think we're on the same page as far as
Yeah.
that goes. That's now. I gather that shifting gears a little bit. I gather from listening to the show
Yes.
that you and my wife have something in common in that you're both married to people who are very much addicted to the Animal Crossing game.
Yes. Yes, I am married to my husband is addicted to Animal Crossing. Or
Yes.
he is during the pandemic. This is a pandemic. This is a new pandemic occurrence.
Yes, yes. Something about it appeals to children and men of advanced age.
It does have really calming sounds.
Yeah, it does.
I think, yeah. I like that it's a video game. I'm not really into video games. I have no judgment about them. I feel like they're foreign to me. But when I know he plays these other games that have a lot of like fighting sounds, and I like the Animal Crossing sounds a lot more. Yes. Like I'm basically like, you can turn that up. Like that could be background, like could be white noise for me, like working or Whereas the other games they don't provide that.
Voiceovers, and no one is more respected than us, of course. I wonder if you did any voices for video games.
It's funny. I do audition occasionally for video games. I've never.
Get the things, and it's like a picture of the character.
Yeah.
Which is always like a magic elf coveting a dagger, or a kind of reluctant dwarf. I don't think he's reluctant about being a dwarf. There's nothing you can do about that. That's what their species is short. But he's seen so much in battle, that he's reluctant to go in. And then you have to make all the noises of them being in a fight. And I always think about my neighbors during.
Right. Like you might get a knock.
I might get a knock, yes. Or a little note slipped under the door. Yes.
And then you would be like, hey, I'm really good at this.
Yes, hire me.
Hey, I auditioned for this alone in my room, and the cops came, so you should hire me.
Right. Get my agent on the phone.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
Now, have you perfected any quarantine cocktails?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, for me, just a simple vodka martini, because I still have olives right now.
Good.
And so
you mean naturally occurring, or you have a jar?
I have a jar.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I am in California, although I think it takes a really long time for olives to grow.
That's another question for Sophia.
Like 7 years or something to produce.
Yeah, it seems
and then
hard.
I wouldn't know what to do with it, because you'd have to brine I don't know. I love olives. And I love
Good.
a cold vodka martini. Not a gin drinker. I've tried.
Well, see, that's why I like to have a 6 o'clock Negroni.
Oh, that's
That's
nice.
my quarantine special. It's a
You
nice
know,
one.
you know what I miss is I'd love to have a Sazerac, but I don't know how to have the
Oh,
fixings for that.
uh-huh, uh-huh. You got to have a little.
That's a good drink, though, right? Do you like
It
that one?
is a good. I do like it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Do you need an absinthe wash for that? What really
Yeah,
makes it? Yeah.
you do.
Oh, friend, look at that. Pulled from the back of the brain during quarantine. He remembers how to make a Sazerac. So, well,
You know that people are out there having a hard time of things, and you feel helpless because you can't. Because the best thing to do is to stay away.
yeah,
To
yes.
stay away. So it's kind of a weird counterintuitive instinct.
Right, because you would want to rush in. How can I help? How can I make this better? I have nothing but time and resources, and then you can't really make
And
use of
even
them.
if you are like, a busy person, like a lot of times just sort of the way that you might make the world better is by, really positive interactions with others or strangers. And you're not really, and then if you see a stranger, you might have a mask and you're far away. So you can't really be like, hey, are you doing okay over there? Do you have
Yep,
someone to bring you stuff? Or it's a very strange, unnatural feeling.
that's why I had to host a live show so I could talk to strangers, see their
Yeah.
faces,
I mean, it's
make a
funny how there
connection.
are some kind of positive elements that have come out of this, but um, it's also hard to not know the end,
Absolutely, absolutely.
which
But I
we
do it.
don't always know the end of of anything, but
It's true. It's like that
all
poster
the
there, the
time.
Tibetan
Yeah.
Circle. The future is yet to be written. But I do admire that you're committed to working on some projects and to being creative during this time. It's okay if people aren't doing that. Let me be
Oh yeah.
clear. People can just curl up and listen to Coldplay if they need to. But if you can, if that's your inclination, I've been happy to see that you've been able to do that.
Well, it's funny because I guess I needed crisis to do that for me, because
Uh,
most of the time when we're not in a crisis, I'm laying around binging Netflix. Like I'm doing the things that we're being told to stay home and do when we're not in a crisis. So it was funny how the crisis like reversed things for me. And I was like, I'm going to write a script. I'm going to, whatever, like return all these emails.
Wait, some actions are small.
So I guess like maybe I need to be constantly living in a state of crisis or something.
I wouldn't go too far down that road.
Okay.
Let's pull back a little bit,
I'll
Janie.
find
We're
out
gonna.
when I do my ayahuasca with Sophia. It'll tell
This,
me.
I
It'll
think,
tell
when
me
we all
that.
do that session, it's going to be pretty informative for all of us.
Okay.
That's great. Well, Janie, this has been so lovely. Thank you for joining us
Thank
and
you
for
for
hanging
having me.
around. And now I think we've reached the end. But you're going to the podcast is Stay Off Homekins. You can get it for free. Where?
Oh, we are, I think, on pretty much every external platform for podcasts.
Just put it in
Apple,
there.
yeah, Stitcher, Spotify, yeah.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so
It's
much.
been a delightful time. It has been a delightful time. Okay, now are we all feeling good out there? Feeling a little better? I've enjoyed this time with for putting this together. Hey, can we bring everyone back if they're still here? We'll do a little group wave. Oh, yes. There we go. And the animation at the for the show. And this has been great. I wish everybody a safe time of it. Be well, be healthy, and remember that although this night is ending, a bright new day is just ahead. Good night, everybody.